word, but I'm in Satan's service. Kill them all, put them in the dirt, gotta put them in the bag, gotta put them in the hearse, gotta kill them with a rap, with a slash, with a mask, I'm running with an AK, watch your burst. You don't really wanna get a blade to the face, but I'm better get a taste when I slice your veins. Everybody wanna talk, that's all mistake, cause at the end your death awaits. So we body decapitates, all these bitches are disgrace. Yeah, and when I grit the side, I think I'm bad to seal your fate. Think I'm bad to catch a case, I've been slashing like the shape. There was no room left in hell, so I crawled up out from the grave. All you bitches better know that this just nothing, this is practice. Murder and killing, I'm going from the bottom to the rhythm, wanna get in my way, no stopping.
Oh shit, I didn't realize my mic was still over there. Hello, hello, hello. It's been a hot minute. So what I mean in the thing by battle bit after topic review or whatever is topic review is because I want to talk about. Wait, let me. No. There we go. Oh, that's the wrong thing. I clicked on you. And then. Oh, wait, no. Then we got to take this over here. So while I was at work today, looking for something to play on YouTube while I'm doing shit, you know. Actually, no, it was during lunch break, and I saw this video that was the dumbest SJW cancellation attempt on YouTube, and it worked. And I saw it was it's a Destiny video, and I saw dumb. At first I couldn't tell, but then I saw and I was able to eventually recognize based on the subtitle in the thumbnail, the text in the thumbnail. I don't care about facts with that goofy face. I was able to tell that it was the dumb fuck is not green. So I was like, you know what? I want to watch that. So I started watching it, and I was like, man, I kind of want to just do it, you know, as per usual. You know, I don't really, whenever the old lady's home, I chill, I hang out with her and whatnot mostly. So, she's out. So I figured, you know what? Why not? And I already watched like 30 minutes of it. But there is some stuff I want to say about like in the beginning, so it is gonna I am gonna restart it. Let me make it a bit bigger. Well, if I'm gonna make it bigger, oh fuck, that's not what I wanted to do.
Wait, did he just admit to being a biased partisan hack?
Wait. Okay, and then we're gonna shrink you over here. Basically, I'm gonna make it as big as the normal window on my side, and then I'll just shrink it down on the in the stream. So let's. Nope, it's not what I wanted to pause. No, I want.
Wait, hold on. I must have misheard him. I'm sorry. Because it sounded like you just said, "Oh, of course I'm not going to be objective. She's my friend." I must not have heard that correctly.
Of course, I'm going to take the side of a personal friend of mine when she comes out with a story about her own sexual assault. This isn't like an online, like normal thing where I look at all the facts and I make a decision. No.
What? This is a clown world statement. Hello? She's my friend. You think I'm gonna look at the facts? Part of the reasons why people are so comfortable going on and just telling lies is because they've got people like this in their lives. And when I say simp, I mean that in an agender sense. Oh my God, you said something happened to you? Yes, queen. Yes, king. I believe you 100%. I'll stand you. Yes, 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 yes. People like him are the reason why people feel so comfortable telling lies like that. Because they'll always have relentless support no matter what.
Is like, even if he's friends with them, like if he didn't let that completely affect his coverage, I wouldn't care that much. But he was totally uncritical. He didn't say the word allegation once in the whole thing. He treated it all as fact.
Super Mega stopped making content because of this? They quit? Oh, jeez. They're done. Good.
So if it's not clear, I don't know why I did that. But Let me just try to get this right. Oh, yeah, that's pretty decent. See, and if it wasn't good, it's he talks with Turkey Tom, who at the beginning of it, I didn't like the way Turkey Tom kind of he tried to like do like a quick rehash of like the events of like what happened and like, you know, but I found that the way some of the stuff he said was just kind of not. I don't like the way he phrased it. And that's not because of any sort of allegiance or anything like that. It's just because he's firmly against what Nick did and thinks that it was like, and I don't know fully what his views on it are, because he said he's talked about it. I think he said he's I don't know. I think he said he's thinking of doing a main channel video on it. So I guess we'll see if that bears any, if that, you know, if he does that or not. But personally, yeah. But some of the stuff he said, it was just kind of like, he was like, it wasn't accurate to what actually was like said and what certain people said and all that. So that's just my issue of it. But yeah.
Good job. You did it, guys.
Can you make it bigger?
I remember this. So it took me a minute to realize it, but this is apparently the boyfriend of the girl who made the allegations and stuff like that.
Subscribers like 30,000 already, almost 40.
Having a celebration stream,
Yeah, there's a new website that gives live counts of.
which is extremely cringe to do
It's fun.
whenever
The sub count dropped to negative.
to have such a.
What happened with Super Mega? Listen, Nick made a video about it. All you need to know is that they're bad. Go to their subreddit. There's
Look at that.
plenty of information. Google
Cares nothing about like saying anything because he knows that it's bullshit. Because he
Look at anything. Look at the first post.
notice how he refers
Weekend.
he refers everyone in his stream or whatever to go to Nick's video. Because Nick just fucking blindly reaffirmed everything that she was saying and all of her allegations, without ever saying that they were just allegations. Because she has no facts, like she really had like no facts backing like all the shit that, like, you know. Now I think since then, I think Don has come out and he's basically confessed. I think. So I think we can safely say that he is in the wrong. He did a bad thing. But yet she was still like, she used it as an opportunity to like massively dog on Matt and Ryan and shit when they just objectively didn't deserve it.
Are you familiar with the YouTube channel Super Mega at all?
I feel like there was some drama, and I tried to read up on it, but I feel like there was so much I couldn't. Tell me
There
about
is
it.
so much.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna pill you. Okay, so
Okay.
Super Mega, like popular channel run by these two guys. They kind of were edgier for a while. They were kind of in the sort of like come town, like the dirtbag leftist space, right?
Okay.
And then at some point they kind of drift more to like a socially progressive thing. They're in TikTok comments saying, "I'm so glad everyone in my audience is trans," and whatever. It's, you know, whatever. They're just being nice to their fans, right? They're progressive. They love trans people,
Sure.
much like myself. So that's cool. Okay.
I do love
Most
trans people. Hold on, I don't know if you're being ironic or not. I do like trans
I'm not
people.
being ironic. I do like
Okay,
trans
that's
people.
good. I just don't like most ones on Twitter, but I like trans people. So cute, but okay, go ahead.
I like them on Twitter too. I'm not.
I don't
fucking
trust any of you guys.
racist with my trans people.
Go ahead.
What do you mean you got, bro? Okay. Anyway,
commentary
let's go on,
community
let's
guys,
go on. No,
okay?
no, it's okay. Well, we're moving on.
Okay, yeah, keep
okay.
on. All right.
Not confirming the allegations. Okay. So the deal is that they have this channel, and then this person comes out. This person's name is Lex Updog. I think she's an OnlyFans person.
Okay.
And she makes an accusation saying that their former channel artist named Dawn sexually assaulted her,
Not
and that
nice.
Matt and Ryan helped cover it up. 2-hour-long video as well as a twit longer statement. She says that Dawn sexually assaulted her.
Okay.
The specific claim is basically that they were alone in Matt Watson's house, who is one half of Super Mega. And at that point, Dawn starts pressuring her into giving him oral sex. She refuses. He says, "I really want it. I really want it." And she eventually gets broken down. Right? It's not a physical like forcing her, but it is like a clear like coercion. Right? That's her story. Right?
Okay, I don't know if I would call that clear coercion, but okay, go ahead.
From her perspective, she's saying that she was coerced.
Okay. Wait, hold
You're
on.
right.
Was this guy her boss or something?
No. It was just her boyfriend, I guess. Her
Okay,
boyfriend.
and then, does she have a? Oh wait, they were dating.
She was dating this guy Don, and I believe one of the first times they met up was in Los Angeles. They then go to Matt Watson's house, at which point the alleged sexual assault takes place.
Okay. And is she mentally disabled at all that I should know about? Is she like an orphan?
She
is
is
there
n-
like under somebody else's care or protection or?
She is not mentally disabled. No.
Okay. All right. Somebody in chat said that they didn't like your telling of the story, so let me tell the audience that this may not be accurate. But okay, go ahead.
Okay. Well, that's fair enough.
Somebody in chat said
Nick-
she said he was physically forcing her.
Okay, so he physically forced her. Once she was giving oral sex, I think she said that he physically forced her head like down really hard, and that made her very uncomfortable.
Okay.
I believe that's what happened. But
Okay.
anyway, so
Oh,
moving
hold
on
on,
from
wait.
that,
That's not good. You shouldn't do that, by the way. That's not cool. But like, is that court gonna rate? I don't know what to say, but okay.
okay. So the sexual assault thing is not something I really want to dispute that much, and the reason why is because I just feel like there's enough from the situation to kind of dissect, even without that being
Okay.
something that I want to disprove. So let's just say for the sake of argument, she got sexually assaulted by this Don guy, right?
Okay. Yep.
She then spends a
Wait,
long
and then
portion
Dawn,
of this.
to be clear, Dawn is one half of Super Mega, right?
No, Don is a channel artist for Super Mega. So he's not even half of it. He's a channel artist, right?
Oh, okay. Jesus. Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Her subsequent claim is that Matt and Ryan from Super Mega didn't do anything to stop this guy from basically being employed. She said that she told them that he had sexually assaulted her. They basically did nothing. They were like, whatever, we don't really care. There's this one line she particularly cites where she says that she had a phone call with Matt, and Matt was like, "Oh, this is my magnum opus. I would never want to hurt my career just because this guy like sexually assaulted you." Like that's
Okay,
one
hold on, I'm
claim
trying to
she
keep
said
with
that he
this.
said.
So she had a phone call with Matt. Matt is one half of Super Omega
Yes.
or whatever, right? Okay.
Yes.
And then the guy that sexually assaulted her, quote unquote, is a channel artist for Super Omega, and
Name's Dawn.
Dawn. And wait, she doesn't want to ruin her chances, or wait, explain that?
No. According to her, Matt had a call where Matt said, "I don't want to ruin my chances with like my channel. I don't want to hurt my reputation.
Okay.
Super Mega's my magnum opus. So as a result, I'm not going to do anything about the situation." That's what her claim was, right? Basically. And that obviously was like,
Wait,
you know,
I don't
it sounds like
understand that at all, but okay. Because I feel like, wouldn't the answer be, I don't want to take any chances, I'm just going to fire this guy so that I don't risk anything?
right. So that's what I would naturally say, right? But according to her, that's what he said, right? We're just going over her retelling first, and then I'll bring it to their side.
Okay.
So that happens. She also spends a long portion of this video outlining how basically she was living in the Super Mega office for a while. She's like, the office was really messy, which
what
seems
is-
like kind of a.
What is her job again?
She didn't even really work for them. She was just friends with Matt because
Why
she
the
was
f- is
dating
she
Dawn.
living in the... Okay, and wait, and Don is the artist guy that assaulted her, right?
Yeah, Dawn is
Okay.
the artist guy. So at
And
some
she's
point
just
she
living
was.
at the office. Why?
So I'm gonna go into this. At some point, she was working for them a little bit. She was also friends with this person named Leighton. But at some point, she stops really working for them, and she's just living there, right? She's just living there, and it turns into this whole convoluted story about how she lives there, and the office is messy. This video, in and of itself, there's a lot you can criticize.
Okay.
But I want to get into where things get really fucking messy for me.
Okay.
With the details, and this, I think the reason why it got so messy is because there's just so many things to go over. Are you familiar with a channel known as Nick is Not Green?
Nope.
So he's a friend of Hassan, who's a friend of the show, fan of the show, as you know.
Yeah. Big
They've
fan.
done a lot of collabs together. They've caught some shit for some of the stuff they've said in those collabs, but
This is the guy that the soy curly-haired guy that made the thing about banning Sneeko and how unacceptable it was. And blah, blah, blah?
yes,
Yeah,
that
okay.
is the exact same guy.
Oh, okay.
The deal with him is he is friends with Lex, and he's also friends with her boyfriend. He's actually basically best friends with her boyfriend. They make content together. They have a band together. Ethan is a content creator.
Okay.
He has a commentary channel,
Okay.
very similar to Nick's. And Nick and him, they make videos together. They make stuff together. So Nick, who, keep in mind, is a commentary channel who, I mean, generally as a commentary channel, you're supposed to be like somewhat unbiased, cover allegations
Yeah, good
critically, like use critical. You're supposed to, I would say, like you're, ideal, perfect world, right? So this guy, he makes a video where he goes over Lex's allegation, and in the beginning he says, "My whole point behind this video is to signal boost her story because I feel like she was sexually assaulted," and he believes her. Okay, I think that's fine if he's her friend. There probably is a conflict of interest, like there's a conflict of interest there journalistically. I would say, like, if you want to cover that, you need to really do your due diligence.
Yeah.
And where that conflict of interest becomes super apparent is in the fact that half the video is not even about her sexual assault. Half the video is reading off a Reddit post with unsubstantiated claims.
And someone from the Super Mega subreddit put together a stream recap of what she was talking about.
Going over the the idea that that the people in Super Mega cheat on their girlfriends. They joke about their dead friend. They have a joke in the office about Chuck E. Cheese, where his middle name is the N-word. And half the video is about unrelated shit. And in the beginning, he says the whole purpose of this video is to talk about the allegations from Lex. And then half the video is talking about other shit. So Matt and Ryan put forward these responses where they debunk a lot of what was said, and they cast a lot of doubt onto it. And they basically put forward the idea that this whole thing was kind of an op set forward to ruin their reputation and hurt them, and that, like, you know, Nick is not green is doing this very opportunistically.
Okay.
So Nick then he sees the response. He makes a Instagram story post saying, "It seems that the allegations have really gotten away from Lex's story," and it's like, I wonder why. I wonder why, Nick, because you made a video where half of it was saying that they basically that they say the N-word or stuff like this, which is just like, even if they do that, like, who cares? Who cares? Why is this related to anything? In this video, he's like showing that Matt Watson went to Creator Clash and he got punched out, right? And he's showing like, oh, I'm so glad this guy got punched out.
Rape apologist gets what he deserves, and it shows Matt getting the absolute shit beaten out of him. Let's just let it play a couple more times.
Matt is half of Super Mega.
Oh, he's the other half. And Matt, the reason why I'm
Nick-
telling Matt a rape defender is just because he didn't fire the Don guy.
He didn't fire him immediately. They did eventually fire him, and it was over that stuff. They just didn't fire him right away. So at that point, the situation's kind of morphing. As of the video from, there's a video from Matt Watson that comes out that debunks a lot of this. Nick is not green is the only person who makes any kind of response, and his response is basically just to say like, yeah, I mean, I guess I included a lot of other stuff, but anyway, you guys are still pieces of shit, basically. And his whole first video was horrible, and like basically nobody's talking about it. Like the way he covered the allegations is totally irresponsible. He completely undermines what his stated original intent was. And on top of that, then you have like him and his friend group, this guy Ethan, who is dating Lex. Okay, this guy Ethan, he's another content creator. He's tweeting out from Matt's Twitter likes. Matt likes this, like, have you seen The Sopranos? Have you seen The Sopranos?
I'm aware.
I imagine
I'm
you have.
aware.
Okay, there's a scene where Tony's choking out a rat, right? And Matt just likes this, like, one of these like film Twitter accounts posted a frame of it.
Okay.
So Ethan's like, I can't believe you like this, tough guy. You're clearly like trying to intimidate this girl. Like clearly the implication is that she's like liking this as like a message, like, you don't rat on me, I'm Super Mega, bitch.
Okay.
You can't rat on the fact that I covered up rape or whatever. Ethan is willing to believe that Matt Watson liking a tweet about The Sopranos, you're willing to believe that this is evidence, that you're willing to believe that him liking this is evidence that he is trying to basically intimidate the victim. Chuck Hamilton was liking TikTok tonight, Tony Soprano killing someone who ratted on him. A tweet that came out the same day. It wasn't an old tweet. It was just a tweet he probably saw on his timeline that he liked. You're willing to believe this crazy, bat delusional, schizo conspiracy theory.
Sure.
And it's like, it's very clear to me that this entire allegation, and like the timing it came out as well, was basically an op to ruin these guys' channel, not as any kind of like, you know, genuine retelling of a sexual assault that happened. And it's very like just nobody's talking about it. Nobody's talking about it. A few people in the comments have. A few smaller
Well,
channels
isn't that
have.
like when you say
have.
you can think no one's talking about it? Isn't that your job? Aren't you like the commentary community people? Shouldn't you be
Yeah,
making
so
videos on
so
it?
so you raise an excellent point. So I did do like a 6-hour stream or so going over it, and I just uploaded that to my second channel actually, and I may do a main channel video. I'm kind of contemplating how I would go about that, but yeah, basically it's just it's a super situation, and I was hoping I could get you hook, line, and sinker with the Hassan connection and get you to like be somewhat interested in the situation and go over it on stream and just give your take, because I don't know, I just want to feel like I'm not crazy. You seem like, I don't know, you've been relatively responsible with covering allegations, I would
Chud
say, in
Logic's
the
been
past.
talking about this. It took a ton of heat from Super Mega stands. Turkey Tom was even
He
on
took a
stream
ton.
with Chud. Were you on stream talking with Chud?
Yeah, I did, yeah. So Chud opened when I talked to him with saying that Lex was a lying whore. I mean, that is...
Wait, which one said
you know,
Lex is a lying whore?
Chud said that. Chud Logic.
Chud Logic. Oh, okay, that's gotcha.
Yeah, so I mean, that's a very abrasive way to open, but his opinions were like relatively reasonable.
Let's
He
say
doesn't
that
really
Lex
believe.
was like, I guess, making it all up. What does she stand to gain from anything?
I mean, clout, a ton of support. you know, getting some kind of like, I don't know, catharsis from watching these people's channels suffer because she and her friend group are convinced that they're horrible people. Something I've neglected to mention up until this point is that these allegations, like all of this happened 2 years ago. Everything regarding the actual sexual assault story, you know, quote unquote or whatever, and Matt and Ryan supposedly covering it up and then, you know, going.
I just realized I haven't even like been talking for like 20 minutes. But yeah, a lot of my issues at the beginning was with how he portrayed how like that the phone. He talked about the phone call that Lex said that she had with Matt, and then like he's just kind of he's not accurately quoting what she was saying, what she said happened in the thing. It's just kind of, and he kind of phrased it in a way that makes her look worse. I mean, she still looks incredibly bad no matter what, but you know, I feel like he kind of just he could have quoted it better, in my opinion.
Going on to eventually fire him over it. All of that was years ago.
Okay.
Lex was cool with Matt and Ryan until very recently. As recently as January, she was saying she wanted to come to LA and have a barbecue with them.
Here's several texts I received from Lex between November of last year and February of this year. Good luck tonight, Matt. Heart emoji. I'm in Nashville, but I'd like to try to come to a show before tour is over. We should have a cookout when we're all back in town to celebrate. I said, thank you. We'll party hardy soon. On December 17th, guess who lives like 5 minutes away from you now? It's me. Hope you're having a good day. I say, no way. For real? Where at? Are you standing outside my door? She hit me up a couple days later, said, what are you doing? I said, I'm back in Charleston right now. What about you? Then she hit me up the next day, said, I got really stoned and forgot to reply, LMAO. I hope you have a good time with your family. Also, congrats on 1 mil. The next day I replied and said, thank you. Then on my birthday, she texted me, happy birthday, Matt. I love you. Hope your day is great.
Okay, so clearly at that point, she didn't think they were horrible people. Recently, this schizophrenic retard, not literally schizophrenic, I think he has BPD though. He used to work for Super Mega. He was friends with Lex, he was friends with Nick. As far as I know, he was relatively recently fired, and they even gave him like a $20,000 stipend, which they didn't have to do, but they gave him 20 grand when he left.
They felt like they were so good to me. Like Matt and Ryan felt like they were blessing a poor person by handing them money, and they were, but it's too much stuff. Like that's genuinely nothing. Like I'm sorry, like yeah, like it's money obviously, but 2 months severance is so dumb, and it wasn't even like they told me we're gonna also try to see if we can extend medical benefits or anything. They just didn't care. They're like, all right, here's 2 months rent.
Okay.
And he left because of poor performance as an employee, by the way. This guy starts making a bunch of unsubstantiated claims about Super Mega, saying that they're horrible people and that they're racist and that they're homophobic.
Someone who had been with Leighton and a group of his friends told us that he
The whole Leighton shit was so
wanted
fucking
that
stupid.
If things ever went south with us, he could just easily cancel us. We actually brought this up to Leighton in a meeting that a reliable source had told us this. He swore that he never said that, and he swore that he would never do that. We were still wary after that because that actually wasn't the first time we had heard that from someone. So fast forward to Creator Clash 2023. On the day me and Ryan returned home, Leighton took to Twitter to accuse us of homophobia. We responded to Leighton and provided more context to situations that he had left context out of. We
Yeah.
also provided people with the information that he not only propagated a lot of the jokes that he claimed to be offended by, but he participated in the jokes, he even encouraged them. We always wanted Leighton to feel comfortable even when we were making jokes. We never wanted him to feel targeted with any jokes. His tone changed completely the moment he was fired. And as proof of that, here are screenshots from several occasions where I made sure Leighton was comfortable with these types of jokes, to which he always replied yes, and even in one message said it would be weird if we stopped. In this message, Leighton says he sees no issues with the jokes. Here he says he feels more comfortable around us than anyone. And I said, real talk, we absolutely love having you as a part of Super Mega. You've completely revolutionized our company. Leighton responds by saying, I love all the gay jokes you guys throw at me. And I said, you're a crucial member now. If they're ever too much, though, just tell us. And he said, I'm so fucking happy to hear that. I fucking love working with you guys. Nah, you guys have never offended me. I think Justin is nervous that it'll come off as homophobic, but I love you guys and the gay joke. It would be weird if you guys held back, LMAO. I jokingly said, screenshotting all this to cover my ass, which he said LMAO to. Here's another instance where I said, also legit, if we're making too many gay jokes, please tell me. We're always fucking kidding, but I get it if it gets too much, haha. He responded by saying I looked like an F slur. I said, okay, perfect response, LMAO. We're gonna do some awesome shit, man. And he said, I've never felt more at home with a job. This is not to mention the numerous times Ryan and I brought this up in person with him in meetings, making sure he was comfortable with any jokes that were made about sexuality, and he responded with the same sentiment. Something to note is that while Leighton worked at Super Mega, he also accepted and held a full-time position at the merch company which fulfilled our merch. So after Leighton's call-out post and after we posted our response, he was advised by his employer that starting shit publicly with one of the company's bigger clients was a bad look and a horrible business decision.
Which, because it
Leighton made
is.
an agreement with his employer that he would not cause any further drama, but he was furious that he could not say more.
He also claims that they sexually harassed him, and the way they would do that, according to him, was that they would just like pull their dick out. So in Matt Watson's response, he shows an instance where during a podcast they recorded, that same kid that accused him of that apparently was hardcore projecting, because they literally have a video of him coming out into the open with his dick out when they're on the podcast doing the same thing.
Okay.
It's true that we did do a lot of crude jackass-style bits around the office,
Yeah.
and that's apparent in our videos too. But if Leighton ever felt uncomfortable by any of that, he never showed it, and he never brought it up. I find it a little ironic that he complained about this, considering, for example, in December we were recording a podcast when he came in unannounced and showed us his cock and balls.
Late 20s, Chuck.
Hey, Leighton.
Hey. Whoa. Do you see his balls?
Leighton, you want to come take a seat?
Do you see his balls? I don't think it's appropriate for the podcast. You wanna wrap yourself in a towel.
That is a three-hander. That is a three-hander.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
He's not lying.
Or before he came around the corner, he stood there for 3 minutes going,
Chuffing his shit.
"You're chuffing it, dude."
And Lex is friends with this person. Keep in mind.
Okay.
So Lex is cool with them up until very recently. She was trying to have a barbecue with Matt and Ryan, and then Leighton gets fired, and suddenly things start falling apart, and everyone's mad at them and calling them horrible people.
Leighton is the dick boy, right?
Leighton is the dick boy, yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
It all just, to me, it comes across like a real op. It's like everyone's fine with Matt and Ryan until very recently. Lex is trying to have a barbecue with them in like January, and then all of a sudden they've covered up a sexual assault. All of a sudden they're homophobic, they're racist, which is obviously in the same ballpark as that, right? Everyone needs to say that saying Chucky N-word cheese is in the same ballpark as covering up a
yeah,
rape
they're
or
probably
something
Trump
like that.
and Tate supporters too, I'm sure. Yeah. No, I know what you mean.
Yeah, no, exactly. So it's totally wild, and I mean, on one hand, you can maybe place a little bit of blame on Matt and Ryan for having accumulated this like totally parasocial audience that was ready to eat them alive over like finding out that they cheat on their girlfriend. I don't know who really cares about that, but it's just this giant fucking mess.
Like for an audience, like
And,
obviously, like as
really
a moral thing, you
Nick
should.
did make a
It
response
is pretty
video,
shitty thing to. It is a
kind of
really
technically
really
walked
shitty
back
thing
a
to
little bit of
do.
what he said, but not really.
It's a really shitty thing to do, but like, as far as like finding out that a YouTuber that you watch cheated on his girlfriend, I don't think that you should care. Like, I don't think anyone should care about that. I mean, it's their life that they have to deal with that. That doesn't affect or has no relevance or any effect on the content that they make that you're watching. Like, whenever it's like a family channel or like something like that, where it's like when someone's brand, like when the dude who was like part of BuzzFeed, who was like his whole like identity on BuzzFeed was that he was the wife guy and he loved his wife and all that, and then it comes out that he's cheating on his wife with someone else who works for them or just also worked at BuzzFeed. It's like, okay, then you can care. But like that was never their. They didn't have that kind of reputation. And they just made like fucking YouTube. They just made like game videos. You know what I mean? Like.
He was very half-assed. in a way that he didn't really take responsibility for it. He basically maintained that he was right the whole time. Lex has been completely silenced apart from making a statement saying she's glad she was heard. Keep in mind in Matt's video, he calls her like a liar multiple times basically and like shows contradictions, and he's like, why even bring this up now considering the fact you were cool with me until very recently? And she just has totally ignored that. So
Wow.
I don't know. It seems very sketchy wetchy to me. I don't know. And it seems like the people involved really just want to move on. And I mean, like, it's not really my fight, so maybe I should, but it's on my mind a lot, honestly.
That Leighton guy claimed that Ryan misgenders his partner, then made an apology because the partner identifies as gender fluid, so Ryan wasn't misgendering, and Leighton was assuming shit.
This is something. This is a trigger warning right now. This is probably the last big thing that I'm gonna say because I don't know if this is out there, but it is so important to me because it proves how terrible a person Ryan can be when it comes to character, and that is because Ryan McGee openly misgenders a trans person in his life that he cares very much about behind their back. I can't tell you how many times I would hear Ryan McGee say, I'm gonna go home to my boyfriend, or I'm gonna go fuck this guy. Matt would make the jokes too. This partner is such a sweet person. I didn't know them well. I don't think they ever liked me.
But yet they were their sweet person.
Ever close.
You didn't know them well, but you know that they're a sweet person. Got it.
Because I would see this person, and I knew they didn't know that the person that they, like, literally their partner is misgendering them all the fucking time. And it literally, like, it makes me so mad to see just blatant transphobia come from those fuckers, and then they turn around and are like, we are so accepting of things. It's fucking wrong. And
What was wrong was him thinking that
Leighton
was gonna work.
misgendering them in the accusation of accusing they were misgendering someone. Isn't that crazy? And that's the only thing they responded to, by the way. Afterwards, Leighton did apologize for the misgendering, which, keep in mind, came from an accusation from them of Matt misgendering their partner, or Ryan misgendering their partner. And Leighton has not responded to any other claims, which, by the way, Leighton, I think, is like a pathological, like, crazy fucking liar. And is the whole impetus behind all of this starting.
Leighton was extremely disgruntled that we fired him. He felt that it wasn't fair, and he felt like he needed to get even by taking away our platform. I later received anonymous screenshots that were leaked from a Discord server that's just dedicated to hating on Super Mega, the members of which created and spread horrible lies about my ex-girlfriend on Tumblr. They have harassed me for years. Some of them also write underage sexual assault fanfiction. These screenshots detailed the exact situation Leighton was in with his employer. That's how I knew that they were real, because I knew about this agreement, as well as a plan to get other people to speak out against us, so Leighton would then be free to cancel us himself. The Discord message reads as follows. Leighton works for a big merch company called, I'm gonna go ahead and just censor the name, which he was working with while working for Super Mega. And when all the homophobia allegations came out, a big billionaire sponsor for said company told them that they need to drop Super Mega as a client and fire Leighton. Said company refused to fire Leighton and still kept Super Mega on as a client. If we can get Super Mega in enough hot water that the sponsor wants to drop them again without getting Leighton fired, then Leighton can come out and say whatever he wants about them. We just need a piece of gossip that's a big enough deal that a sponsor will want to drop Super Mega. Our friend is friends with Too Mad, and Too Mad hates Matt, so he might have some dirt on him. Then another message reads, most importantly, that Leighton wants to cancel Super Mega, but he needs someone else to come forward first. Another thing is that Leighton somehow has one of Marvelous' screenshots of her conversations with Ryan, and was thinking about using that as leverage to cancel him, but it's not enough. And Discord user, of course he needs your permission first. Will you be willing to come forward, even anonymously, with your experiences with Ryan? This is all from April, right after Leighton made his initial statement, and because I wondered if I'd ever have to use this, I emailed this to myself as evidence which you can see in this video. I am opening up the email and showing the date as proof.
Like it truly is. Nobody's disavowed like the provable lies that they said from Lex's camp. It's super crazy. Like it's super fucking crazy.
Super mega crazy, one might say.
Dude, I fucking regret. Never mind. I just
Anything
made
else?
that all up.
Yeah.
Don't worry about what I said. No, but yeah, it's like a super just insane situation. I was hoping I could get you to react to the shortest video about it on stream. It's only half an hour long. And I was hoping that I could get you to watch this and give your take. I have a feeling you're going to rage at it, which may be bad for your own mental health, but the chat would probably love it.
Is it your video?
No. It's by Nick. It's not my video.
Fuck. I feel like there's a thing where if I'm gonna watch it, I'm gonna have to like deep dive into this because I'm gonna have to start fact checking a lot of claims. No. Like, am I gonna rage at it without? I didn't know any of these people until like.
To be honest, you can rage without even fact checking because it's a blatantly like just fucking bad video.
Fuck it, link me. I'll
Okay.
watch it for a little bit. Okay.
Okay, buddy.
Alright, somebody said Destiny. This is the vid.
I don't know which one they sent you. This is the one that I would have sent you. Titled "Super Mega is full of horrible people." That's the title.
Following content may contain suicide or topics of self-harm.
Yeah. So the reason that that's in there is because there was one claim that. Here's some more fucking lore dump context shit. Super Mega used to be another YouTube channel, which had 3 members. It was Matt, Ryan, and another member. That member ended up killing himself quite a while ago. And one of the claims was that they would make fun of his death in private all the time, which, I mean, I feel like, considering it's their friend, it's kind of their right to do that.
Yeah, why do people do
however
that
they
shit with me
want,
too?
but-
My best friend killed himself when he was like 2021, and I make jokes about it as well. Like, I don't understand why people think they have a right to like intervene on your potential like style of humor or whatever relating to if it's your dead friend. Like, Jesus Christ. I always think it's really crazy to do that, but whatever.
But I think that they were really the accusers were really pandering to the fans because the fans feel very sad about that guy's death to this day. So
Mhm.
they were like trying to get like the fans on their side, and I mean, to their credit, it worked.
All right. Well,
but,
okay. I'm gonna watch this 36-minute video, or until I get bored. We'll see.
Okay. All right. Good luck, buddy. Have a good one.
Love you.
Today's video is going to be a little bit different than normal. It's not really about a drama or any like internet tomfoolery. It's actually a much more serious story that involves someone that I'm personally friends with, someone who goes by the name Lex or Lex Updog online. And she's also the partner of one of my very good friends. Ethan is online, and that's kind of how I first began learning about this situation. So today's story has to do with a YouTube channel by the name of Super Mega, who is kind of in the circle of YouTube.
He may have sent him the shortest video, but he definitely sent him the fucking worst because goddamn is Nick's video literal dog shit. But it's gonna give him, it's the one that honestly it's the best one to send him because he's probably gonna have the most visceral reaction to it because of just how stupid Nick is, which will probably get him more hooked into it.
YouTubers that a lot of you probably know. And if you don't remember Matt and Ryan, you might remember them from the first Creator Clash, where they both had the shit beaten out of them.
Wow.
And on Thursday, Lex, who was a former friend of Super Mega that started working with them a couple years ago through making art for their thumbnails, came out with a video over 2 hours long that detailed her experience with Matt Watson and Ryan McGee from the YouTube channel Super Mega. This also included experiences with multiple employees that were hired by Super Mega, including another channel artist by the name of Don and a producer that worked closely with them by the name of Jim. Now, above anything else that we're talking about in today's video, my main objective for this video is to lift up Lex's voice and allow her to be heard about something that she felt unsafe talking about for a very long time.
So brave.
I urge you guys to watch her video and hear out what she has to say so you can know just how gross the details of this story are. There's a lot of sensitive information in this video that it would be very hard for really anybody to talk about, and
we're gonna be even harder listening to it. Whoa, yeah.
Despite that, Lex was able to talk about a lot of personal experiences that really should never need to be this public.
Why are they being canceled? Because they covered up sexual assault. That is why. Nick did a great video about it.
about 2 years
Okay.
ago, Lex was in
Oh,
a
I like
closer
this.
relationship with
I think this is
Dawn,
what did August
who
edit
is,
it.
again,
That's
another
the good
judo
editing.
artist for Super Mega, and she met him for the first time in Los Angeles a couple of years ago. Don lived in Germany and Lex lived in Tennessee, but they made a trip out to Super Mega in Los Angeles. And the first night that they stayed there, Lex and Don actually both stayed at Matt Watson's house while in Los Angeles.
Who joined?
He never says allegation.
Wait, how
That
the f- did
allegation
you
is
get
not used
in
once.
here? Where am I right now? Oh, I'm
Dude,
still
you were just
our
in
call.
my. You were still just in my call, so I just joined. Yeah.
Wait, do you have terms for my Discord? Hold on.
I'm actually not even in it.
Why would you not be in the Destiny GG Discord?
Dude, I heard. Never mind. I'll join. Let's go.
Okay, sorry. Go. I'll give you terms later. Okay, what are you saying? All right, go
I
ahead.
was just saying. Notice how none of this, nothing in this video was framed as
An allegation
whatsoever. It's all framed as
Well,
truth.
right now we
He
haven't
says-
even gotten to anything controversial yet, have we? He just
I
said
mean,
that
you can-
they had a trip, they were at some place. I don't think he's even got to an allegation yet, has he?
No, but the entire video is framed like this
Okay,
happened
well,
for sure.
spoiler alert.
100%.
Okay, we're getting there. All right.
Okay, buddy.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, love you.
Also, let me in the server.
What do you mean let you in? Oh, hold on. Are you banned? Is that what you meant to say?
I'm not banned. I'm not banned. I just need an invite.
You need an invite? Can't you? Here, discord.g. Doesn't this work?
Yeah, look, it did. There you go. Can I get the perms, buddy? Whoa.
Oh my god, I just got a great idea. Who does my bot programming? I feel like if you have a Discord account linked to a YouTube channel with over like 500,000 subs, you should automatically get the notable perm. That must be a way.
True.
That must be a way to program
True.
that.
Listen, famous privileges. That's real.
Turkey. What the fuck is your name? Do you like Thanksgiving
It's,
a lot, or?
it's just Turkey Tom, bro.
No, I mean like why?
Oh. It's just I made my YouTube channel when I was like 13. It was my nickname at summer camp. Like I don't know what to tell you. Like it's just been that. Why is your
there-
name Destiny?
Because I made it when I was 9. I thought Destiny was a cool name.
Okay, well when I was at summer camp, I had a turkey sandwich and everyone had a fucking
There
name.
you go. That's what I needed.
And
That's all I
they
wanted to
were
hear.
like turkey sandwich or turkey. Okay, well there you
Tom.
go.
Okay, cool.
Now
That's
you
all
know
you had to
the
say. Yeah,
origin.
you like turkey sandwiches.
And I
okay.
do like Thanksgiving quite a bit actually.
Okay, that's cool. All right.
Okay.
Bye.
Yeah.
And that first night, Don sexually assaulted Lex.
Especially this particular situation, I was like, no, I don't want to.
I'm not gonna say anything. I am gonna say something. Be careful. Fringe is always a warning flag, guys. That does count as a red flag. Be careful. Okay. Always be careful.
Lex.
Especially this particular situation, I was like, no, I don't want
And
to.
then
Like, I don't
Incredibles,
wanna
whatever
do
her
it.
name
Like,
is,
at
fucking
home,
glasses.
Just do it. And like multiple times, well, he was like trying to force my head down, and he's like way bigger than me. I don't know. I was really freaked out after that. So.
Okay. God damn it. Hold up.
Eventually he let me go, but I just kind of shut down and just went with like whatever else he wanted.
Is the original video cut like this, or is Green is not Nick making these cuts? That's really important.
No, the original video is massively cut.
Even after this situation, Don.
Because if he cut that video, what I just heard was a small girl was in a room with a guy who was physically forcing her and in her mouth. That's what I just heard. Okay? Now, was the original video like that, or was that cut to sound that way? I'm super curious. Somebody link me the original.
Attempting to physically force me to give him oral, and the only reason why it didn't work was because I like physically like pushed him away multiple times. When you're in a long distance relationship with someone, you have to get to know someone. Like I feel like I'm a pretty direct person, and aside from what the situation is like turned me into, I guess, but I feel like when this happened, I was like, especially this particular situation. I was,
Okay, hold on. How long ago did this happen? So, she didn't even actually blow him, and she's still crying about it. Is that insensitive? Do I sound like a psychopath saying that? Was this 2 years ago? You almost gave a guy a blowjob? Did she blow him? I can't tell. I don't know yet. We'll see. We'll get there.
Calling the cops is like what someone would say, right? But like it's a guy from Germany. How is that gonna work? Like I know that he can go to jail, but like actually like getting someone in trouble would just be a whole like thing. I didn't want to deal with that. And it was at my friend's house, and I was scared that like somebody may have like would like find his address or something if I like called. Like, I don't know. All these were just thoughts like after too, because in the moment I was just like I kind of just shut down. I was freaked out.
If you are listening for my 4% female audience, okay, if you're ever with a guy and he's making you uncomfortable, whatever you do, okay, these are like the potential ways to avoid getting assaulted, okay? Number one is shake your head back and forth playfully. Say, no, haha, but give a little giggle to say you're kind of uncomfortable. Pull back a little bit, but not like you're actually afraid, but more like you're kind of like teasing a cat. Make sure to ultimately go along with whatever they want. Make sure at some point that you shut down and continue to do whatever they want. Just whatever you do, never, ever, 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 never, ever, don't ever say no or stop, because they will kill you, okay? So just whatever you're doing, if you're ever in like a sexual circumstance where you're like, you're not really comfortable going forward, just never, ever, ever say no or stop. That's just, don't ever do that. Why would you, don't ever do that. There are like 52 other vague ways that you can navigate the situation that ultimately results in a dick ending up in some part of your body. Don't ever just say no or stop. Never do that, okay? Wait, I'm really confused by what you mean. Yeah, sure. Let me say this. Let me give this piece of advice, okay? Or in non-ironic mode, okay? 99% of the time, Destiny, no, I don't want to do this. Twice in figures is absolutely no, come on. Here's what I believe, okay? No, actually, I'm sorry. I don't believe this. I know this to be true, okay? I've already told you guys 70% of you are virgins. I don't care about most of your opinions, okay? If you're with a guy, he's doing things that make you uncomfortable, extricate. Move yourself from the situation. Move yourself from the situation. Say, hey, we're done, okay? The guy's making you uncomfortable. He's already a piece of shit. Leave him, dump him, and get out of his life, okay? Don't do any vague shit. Because the guy's already a retard. The guy's already probably a half rapist. Why? Don't plant seeds in his mind like, oh no, I'm not sure if I'm comfortable, blah, blah, blah. Because what the guy hears, when you say some shit like, I don't think I'm comfortable with this situation, what he hears is like, oh, okay, she just wants to do it a little bit differently. Or, oh, maybe she just needs like a little bit of time. Or, oh, blah, 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 blah. Just say no and leave, okay? On the flip side, I'll give the critique to guys, but again, most of you guys are virgins anyway, and then the other 20% you are probably rapists, okay? Because apparently every guy is, right? If a girl seems undecisive, stop. Chill. If you've already got a girl that's willing to, why the trying to rape her? Just stop. Don't be a weirdo. If you wait, if you be patient, if you want to reverse Zodiac killer mind end of anyway, just make her feel safe and chill. I don't know why people get so pushy anyway. You've heard me talk about my experiences, okay? Literally 50% of guys I've hooked up with are literal rapists. I don't know if did I tell the story before? There's a guy I hooked up with like a month or two ago. Literally in the middle of us hooking up, this guy starts shoving poppers in my face. I'm like, I hear the thing because there's like something that he breaks, and all of a sudden he's shoving my face. Bro, are you retarded? But yeah, like as soon as that happened, I'm like, hey, no, I'm not doing fucking drugs with you. You retarded? Are you crazy? I'm not doing this shit. But I've never like not right now. I don't think I'm gonna do that. No, like, no, hey, are you retarded? You do that shit again, I'm leaving. You're crazy, bro. No, but like, yeah, nothing is vague, nothing is indirect, nothing is like, well, maybe blah, blah, blah. You just say no, and then you back up and you leave if you want to. 99% of people just let you walk out. They're not gonna hold you down and like violently rape you. Like, that's just like an insane bullshit story that feminists tell other feminists on the internet because they're retarded, okay? That won't happen. 99% of the time, 99.9% of the time, people will let you leave.
Context, for a while, Don had been trying to get a green card to live in the U.S., and since we were dating, he had for a while been hinting that like it would be easier if we just got married for him to come live in the U.S., and it had been going on for a bit now. And that day, Don had been talking about it with me. He'd been asking Super Mega about filing papers to get a green card, and Matt, at least I know Matt, I'm sure Brian too, Super Mega in general, had no interest in doing that for him. But they never, up until this point, never told him no straight out. Never was like, yeah, we're not doing that. They would just give reasons why it was really hard or really expensive to do that. So once again, he asked Matt, and him and I were walking up the stairs to Matt's living room, and Matt responded something along the lines of like, why don't you guys just get married? To which Dawn seemed like reciprocal to the idea. I don't know how to describe what it feels like to have someone go from not interested in talking to you like on a daily basis, like one-on-one, or like spending like alone time with you, to like still being very sexually interested in you. Like they still want to have like nudes from you and stuff, and all that fun stuff that having a girlfriend is, but not actually like talking to you. It feels weird to go from that to, after hearing that conversation, just the amount of affection and like references to that. It was a lot to process, and I had no alone space to do that in. It was a lot. I find it rough.
I can't. I'm aging out of giving a fuck about any of this shit. It all just sounds like 15-year-olds. Like, the conservatives are right. You guys shouldn't be having casual sex. Get your dads to sign up with partners. I can't. These people just don't have the responsibility to do anything. This is also why I think like age of consent is stupid. We should just let 12-year-olds fuck, because that's the level of intelligence and emotional maturity that I'm hearing of. This sounds like a 12-year-old. Like, well, a guy asked me to get married, and he's trying to get nudes from me, and I just don't really know how I feel about it. What do you mean you don't know how to feel? You don't know how to feel about a guy that is apparently kind of raping you and is asking to get married? What do you mean you don't know how to? What do you mean you don't know how to feel about it? That's not something that a 25-year-old says.
I don't understand. I don't understand any of it. I'm not sure. I don't get it. I don't get it. Fuck. I'm aged. I think I'm super aged out of all of this. I don't understand any of it anymore.
I was sitting next to Don on the couch talking to him. I asked him to look something up, and he pulls out his phone next to me. And the first Google result, first Google like past search result before he like starts typing in too many words is an artist sex workers, like a mutual of ours, OnlyFans leak. She's kind of a similar build to me, so I'm like double hurt because my self-esteem has been destroyed the moment I got there. The night I got there,
I'm done. I'm gonna grab a Red Bull, bro. She's the kind of girl that posts on the like the "Am I ugly" or whatever. I don't get any attention from guys. While her Instagram shit is literally crashing Zuck servers because of how many people are trying to thirst at her DMs. Like, bro. Back to the story. Hold on. We're going backwards. Okay. Back to this. Destiny, you're acting really sensitive to rape stories, actually assaulting. There's no such definition of essay, and one experience of a victim is real for the victim. Sorry, does not fit your narrow definition of penetration and anal rape. Yeah. I'm gonna, if this is how you honestly navigate these situations, you should not be having casual sex. Sex is a really big responsibility. There's a lot of stuff going on. One is the pregnancy aspect, which is a really huge, life-altering medical thing, and a new creation of a human being, arguably the coolest, the most insane, the most complicated thing, lowest state of entropy, I think, in the universe, arguably, is like the human brain in terms of like level of complexity, blah, 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 blah. And women make that, okay? So pregnancy is like the biggest thing that we do is one potential side effect of sex. STDs and diseases are side effects of sex. And there's just like a huge emotional, psychological like thing that's going on when you're sharing that much of a body with another person. It's not just like it's not a back massage, it's not a high five, it's not a handshake. Sex is a pretty big thing. There's a lot going on there. You can practice it recreationally, the same way that you can race cars and you can go skydiving and you can do scuba diving, but there's like practice, there's training, there's stuff you gotta do to be ready for it. These people that just jump into this world of casual sex and are fucking like, well, I was 24 and he asked me if I wanted to get married and the guy was asking nudes from me and I don't know if he liked me. Blah, blah, blah. Like, what the bro? Did age of consent should be 25?
Boundaries with Lex. Subscribing to her OnlyFans after they broke up, he continued to tell people that they were dating each other.
Is that wrong to subscribe to a girl's OnlyFans? He's supporting small businesses. Wait, what do you mean?
He made characters in his art based off of her, and he even threw around the idea of marrying Lex so he could get a green card into the United States to work for Super Mega, and even Ryan and Matt both pushed this idea onto Lex.
once again he asked Matt, and him and I were walking up the stairs to Matt's living room, and Matt responded.
You're so primed, it's kind of crazy how you're handling this. I will reiterate it on the other side, and I'll say, like, the guy involved sounds like kind of a loser piece of shit. So I'm putting a lot of the onus on the woman here. I do agree with that. I mean, like, the guy sounds like a loser. I mean, or he sounds like a pushy, loser. I don't know what you want me to say. He is. But, like, she's making the video. If the guy was making a video justifying his decisions, if he was like, yeah, you know, I wasn't sure if she wanted it or not, so I thought if I pushed her a little bit, she would, and I wasn't, then I was saying, bro, why not just fucking chill? Why are you such a retard? Like, calm down. Like, this girl's probably half your size. Actually, it's the internet. This girl's probably 1/4 your size. Just slow down.
Responded something along the lines of, like, why don't you guys just get married? To which Dawn seemed like reciprocal to the idea.
Lex felt uncomfortable after this situation telling anybody about the sexual assault because she was a victim of this emotional and physical manipulation in the past and has dealt with harassment.
Okay. Emotional manipulation. It's like every form of like a guy trying to get laid. And like guys are like quote unquote manipulative. But I mean like what are we calling like manipulation versus just like people trying to get laid?
Lex confronted Don months later about how he assaulted her, and Don basically did not dispute any of what happened and replied to Lex saying that he did in fact experience the same thing she was talking about. He does remember doing these things to her.
So I said, you remember the first night when you were like pushing my head down and I was telling you no? Yes, he says. Basically, he like didn't dispute anything that I said. He was just saying yes, and I was like, you know that's sexual assault, right? Like, you can't do that to people. Like, that wasn't.
Is there a leak of this particular convo? Like, there are. Also, I wish we just didn't have. I don't like any of these words anymore. Sexual assault, right? It's like it's too hard for us to shoehorn into a box. Like a bunch of like sexual interactions are really complicated. Is there a record of this conversation? Like, there are ways where, if I was like making out with a girl, and I'm not sure if she wants to do anything or not, and I'm like, ugh, we can argue that's sexual assault. That's call it a sexual assault? Maybe, right? But if she's like starting to go down on you and you kind of put your hand down there and you're kind of like pushing her head down a little bit, like, is that sexual assault? I don't know. I've had a lot of girls sexually assault me if that's the case. A lot of girls that put hands on you and kind of move you around without necessarily asking first. But like, is it sexual assault?
I've been like really like messed up that you did that. I like have to like get better from this. This is something that I'm like having to recover from because it.
Also, like, if you're having this much of a problem like recovering from this type of like adverse sexual experience, like I said, I think there needs to be way less casual sex. Or at least among these like internet autistic kids. Like, I think there needs to be way less casual sex. Go to Sunday school, figure some other shit out, because like they're not ready for it. This doesn't sound like a person who's ready to be having sexual relationships. I think to some extent, I think you should be able to laugh about weird, stupid guys like this. Like, I've had girls who have chatted about like weird, stupid guys like this. I laugh and joke about my weird, stupid experience with a guy, and sometimes girls happen. But like, if this type of shit is traumatizing you, or like, oh, the guy I was kind of uncomfortable when he was pushing my head down, like, bro, you need to take a step back. You need to reassess your individual ability to set boundaries and borders and reinforce those in the heat of the moment before you engage in casual sexual experience. Because you're setting yourself up to just be, you're like a factory, right? You're just like setting yourself up to get over and over and over and over again and get like infinitely traumatized by it.
So I say all this, and he says, so does that mean you're breaking up with me? And I was like, what? Yeah. To me, it was like, yeah, no. And that out of everything I said.
Wait, it was like, yeah, no. Wait, what?
And he says,
Pedestal.
so does that mean you're breaking up with me? And I was like, what? Yeah. To me, it was like, yeah, no. And that out of
I feel like that's like this entire story. What?
everything I said was both the shortest response I had to say, or like the shortest thing I had to say to him, and the most devastating.
Lex told Matt and Ryan about this for the first time.
What is the type of shit girls do to push boundaries? And my personal experience, and be careful because everybody selects for different types of partners, girls tend not to push boundaries as much because I think girls are generally conditioned to be more submissive and generally conditioned to be more people pleasers. So they kind of just go along with what the guy wants. That's why a lot of women don't orgasm during sexual experiences, because they're like more focused on the guy. They don't like not taking care of themselves, etc. So I think it tends to be more rare that a woman will push boundaries. There might be some, but like in the at this point 150 or 200 experiences that I've had, I think that like for girls, I've had like 2. There's been like 2 girls that I think I've been truly like, bro, chill. Most of the uncomfortable situations with women are going to be dumb things like they lift up too much when they're riding you, or they're just like bad at something. Like they use teeth when they give head. What about the Nebraska catfish girl? Listen, that was my fault. I wasn't ready for it. But you know what? I will bite the bullet on it. Listen, if you catfish me as a big girl, hey dude, I'll go through with it because I'm a man. That's what we do. And I did go through it. I ate that girl out. I fucked that girl. I came twice for that whale bitch. I didn't spend the night because I couldn't bring myself to do that. I could not spend the night, but I went through it like a champion. I saw it through to the end. Okay, she got me. She got me good. If you're still listening out there, Iowa girl that I saw on the Reddit that you drove 2 hours to hook up with me, I did go through with it. And you know what? That was my fault. I should have asked for more pictures and more angles. Not even a girl trying to give you a rim job? No, I've never had a girl do anything like that before. But let me qualify, even though nobody cares about my qualifications. Because of the space I hang out with, because of the things I talk about, because the girls, especially now, that reach out to me, it's probably less likely that I'm going to run into a girl that will be like rapey or pushing boundaries. So it might be like club girls or party girls or whatever. Maybe they're more crazy. That might be the case, you know. Destiny, does nobody in your pool of hookups have this scale of immaturity? I feel like this is uncomfortably common. No! Or yes. No, it is. Wait, there was a part I was saying no to that. A lot of the people that I hook up with, not a lot, especially because it's younger women that tend to reach out to me. I would say that probably like 10 to 20% of women could theoretically be like this woman in terms of maturity. But the difference is as a guy, if a woman is even, okay, I hate using this term because it's been cringified on the internet, okay? But what you should be looking for is enthusiasm.
Damn, that's everything.
If I'm hooking up with a girl, it's not because I'm so desperate to get my dick wet that I'm gonna like take any path I can to get inside of her body, right? I'm only having sex with her because she really wants to have sex with me, which means that she's super into it. If the girl's not super into it, or she's not feeling it, or she seems a little bit, you know, maybe out of her head, a little bit dissociated, a little bit like not, whatever, we'll just chill. We'll watch a movie, take a break, we'll go get something to eat. We might even f*** at all. With almost every single girl I've ever hooked up with, I usually make it like explicitly clear. Even if I fly somebody out, I usually make it explicitly clear in the DMs, like, hey, if for whatever reason you're here here, you're uncomfortable. If you want me to get you in the hotel room, I can do it. Or if you just want to like hang out, go get food or whatever, that's cool too. We can do that. I've said that with almost every girl that's been in this apartment, that I've hung out with or whatever. There's no reason to push. So even if I am with a girl that is like this, there's not going to be. This is why even when Mr. Girl tried out, I mean, every other person thinks I'm a rapist, tries to like out me on this shit. There's never going to be a story like this because I'm not pushing in. I'm not leaning in on a girl and trying to pressure me if she seems like she's uncomfortable. Which that should be your job as the guy, because the girl is. Anytime you're in a situation with a girl, she's implicitly kind of like taking more risks because she's the one that's always putting herself, ignoring all the social factors between body count and blah, blah, blah. Just in terms of like physical safety factors, the girl tends to be the one taking more risks in the engagement in terms of like getting hurt, in terms of getting overpowered, in terms of like negative side effects between STDs and rape. So yeah, as a guy, like if you want to be the masculine protector or some bullshit, like you have to have a little bit of ownership over the situation. Like, oh, well, if I think she's uncomfortable, I'm just gonna like chill a little bit. So yeah, it might be common that a lot of girls are like this, but if you're like just not fucking retarded as a guy and you have a little bit of social awareness and a little bit of empathy for the other party and a little bit of recognition of the disparity between the power of both parties, yeah, you should be fine in these situations anyway. Just don't be fucking crazy about it.
And she felt like they were asking about a lot of specific details that made her feel uncomfortable.
I was getting asked about like how things happened and stuff, like very inquisitively when I was on the phone with Ryan, and that was the one thing that I thought was weird, because if I believed someone, I wouldn't be asking that many questions. I'd just be like, you know, I don't need graphic detail.
It never really seemed like they...
So basically you're saying all the blame is on men? No, this is the same take that I gave in the edited Farah video, where like the blame can be 100% men or the blame can be 100% women. It just depends how you look at it. But the reality is the blame is on both parties. Women are generally conditioned to be too passive, so they won't give you firm no's, which leads guys that are dealing with women that won't give firm no's, trying to guess when like a maybe is a yes, and blah, blah, blah. And then the issue is also for guys that aren't looking for firm yeses, that are just like trying to push and lean into and pressure and whatever they can to get the thing that they want, right? The issue is on both sides, like engaging in like the most suboptimal prisoner's dilemma behavior, where they're both like turning each other into the cop and f***ing each other over, right? That's like the issue, yeah.
They were worried about the sexual assault and about having an employee or a person under the roof of Matt's house who is a predator. Matt and Ryan took multiple days to respond to her at certain points and made her feel like the situation wasn't a priority to them, along with making it obvious that Matt and Ryan were talking about Don and Lex behind the scenes without immediately letting him go from the company. Not only that, but without kicking him out of Matt's house.
I personally think him and Ryan did lots of talking before he decided to call me back. I felt them downplaying it in real time, but I was across the state, like 5 hours away, and could do nothing about it. So that's when I decided I needed to be there. Matt had known since, or at least I told him, May 25th that I would be in town on the 14th. On the 13th at 9 p.m., he messages me this. Hey, can't...
Wait, they're Log Street? Hold on.
Or at least I decided I date. Like, I felt them. Ryan did lots of talking before he decided to call me back. I felt that.
It was this again, LaMail. What? Apparently Don is telling people y'all were vague with him and didn't say why he got fired. Sigh, he can just fade from view, to be honest. He gone foul beast. Also, the 2 months I wasted there, my brother in Christ, he chose to be there.
Downplaying it in real time, but I was across the state, like 5 hours away, and could do nothing about it. So that's when I decided I needed to be there. Matt had known since, or at least I told him, May 25th that I would be in town on the 14th. On the 13th at 9 p.m., he messages me this. Hey, can't wait to see ya. Just an update. Dawn.
Wait, so do they all agree that Dawn sexually assaulted her? I feel like that agreement hasn't been reached. Am I crazy? Because, or if it has, then this guy texting her, is this one of the Super Omega people? Then this guy texting her is fucking retarded.
Is staying at the office with Rav right now. I did not know what the to say, so all I could say is, what should I do? Oh, whatever you want. I was just updating you where Dawn was. My place is full at the moment, unfortunately. Texting me hours before I gotta be there that he just sent him to the place I'm staying at.
When Lex was on the phone with Matt, he mentioned that this year has sucked because so much bad stuff keeps happening to Super Mega, which, if you know anything about them, they have had a few controversies in the past. And Matt told Lex that Super Mega was his magnum opus and that he would hate if anything happened to it. Magnum opus being a phrase that Matt would use several times when talking about the YouTube channel.
And then he says something insane that he would go on to repeat all summer to multiple people. He said to me, after I told him about his friend that sexually assaulted me, his friend and employee. He said Super Mega's my magnum opus, and I would hate for something to mess it up. He said that multiple times. I remember I was sitting on like the curb of the parking lot of where I was staying at the time, outside, just like staring, because I never.
Oh. Okay. Let's read this. I can't believe you're roping into this stupid shit. I apologize everyone I've sent it again, especially the likes what happened in the past. I'm going to clarify a few things about the post I made. Some of the other things that have been said. My previous post had some poor wording, and I'm trying to better speak things today. But we and a person likes to discuss many times about being intimate with each other, and that we had talked about sexual boundaries in bed. My intention was never to hurt her. I shouldn't have tried to ask her again, even if it was just twice. I didn't know how she felt at the time, since the rest of the night included discussion on proper behavior and consensual intimacy. This mutual intimacy continued until we both left LA, and we even continued talking online frequently after the trip. I'm not saying that I should be excused for what I did, because I clearly shouldn't, but it was never my intention to harm her in any way. I tried to apologize for the night it happened, the night we broke up, the night when I went home via Discord. I suppose Super Mega did it. I had no idea of their actions recently. I was given notification that she'd be coming to either Super Mega office or Matt's house on both occasions. Never my intention to get upset over these events. Most definitely kind of based off. Okay. Wow.
Ever in a million years would have expected Matt, my friend Matt, to say something like that to me. It's like when someone says like, "Hey, your friend assaulted me," that friend happens to be a coworker. Can I not see him? And you say, "This job is my magnum opus." Multiple times. There's like, you just like don't care about people.
Multiple friends of his and people in his social circle have talked about how Matt has used this phrase when talking about his channel, despite the fact that it's really not something to be that proud of. Don continued to live and stay at Super Mega's office in Los Angeles, even when Lex would come to visit. In one instance, she was actually at the Super Mega office and had to hide in the bathroom because Don showed up unannounced. Months after the fact, Don continued to hang out around Super Mega, and even when they finally let him go...
Hold on. Was it true, though, that they had continued to date for a year after... this quote-unquote assault happened? So, like, she was too scared to even be in the same room as him, but she dated him after... I don't understand that at all, but...
Nobody does.
They never told their audience why he was fired. Not only this, but after letting Don go, he actually...
Long distance? Okay.
Actually tweeted out to Super Mega fans, asking if anyone had a place in Los Angeles for him to stay. And without Matt and Ryan actually making a statement about why Don was let go from the company, people really didn't know if there was something bad that happened. A Super Mega fan could have responded to Don's message and allowed him to stay at their place.
Okay. Should it be the case that all of this is made public? Should you have to say that if you're not doing like a criminal investigation? Like, let's say that somebody, like, if somebody accuses August of, like, raping them or sexually assaulting them, and I'm like, fuck, I don't know, it looks kind of bad, and I let go of August, should I really publicly state that, like, yeah, I'm doing this because he got accused? Like, I feel like that's some shit where, like, if there's an actual criminal investigation and we get, like, some convictions or something, then sure. But
yeah.
It's simply just like a he said, she said, and we don't know. Like, is it really on you to destroy that person's life then? Is that fair?
Precisely.
Not knowing that they have a predator in the same room as them.
Damn.
Lex would then confide in the producer of Super Mega, Jim, about being sexually assaulted by Don, only to have Jim begin to flirt with her the same night, and ended up kissing, Lex without her consent, and even bringing her into another room where he kissed her again right after.
I need like way more. Okay. Here's another thing, and I understand, like, journalism is dead. Even real life, apparently, if we go to those Twitter files, people. Why would you not, if you're making videos on this... Actually, fuck this green cuck guy, okay? Green is whatever. Or green Nick, not cuck. I'm sorry.
He's a cuck.
If you're going to do videos like this, why not reach out to the other side for comment? This is what I got those Twitter file guys on, where they're like, oh, the FBI does... Okay, did you try to contact the FBI for comment on this? Did you try to reach out to see if they had a statement on this? Like... Why would you not reach out and ask these guys, hey, what's your side of the story here? Hey, how do you explain this? Hey, you show me some evidence of this. Why would you just retell something you've heard from one side?
She explained to him that Don sexually assaulted her in Matt's house.
Listens to my sexual assault story and then makes out with me. Like, at this rate, I'm just kind of stun locked. I had no idea what he's doing. I don't know if there's even any other people in the place. I think there was 2 other people. I think Matt and Rav were still there. So he like gets up at some point after like putting me in a chokehold a few more times and kissing. He only kissed me a couple times, but he put me in a chokehold for a while and it was very uncomfortable. He like gets up and
Were they having a WWF party?
I had no idea what he's doing. I don't know if there's even any other people in the place. I think there was 2 other people. I think Matt and Rav were still there. So he like gets up at some point after like putting me in a chokehold a few more times and kissing. He only kissed me a couple times, but he put me in a chokehold for a while and it was very uncomfortable. He like gets up and then goes to the office and he's like, "Come here." I don't even remember thinking anything. I was literally just like confused. And because when he said,
What are you confused about? What is happening? Are you just like wandering the world, a lost child?
that he was in the office, but he was in the closet. And when I came over to him, because I was just fucking, I was like, why the in my head I'm thinking, why is this guy just went to the office closet? Like,
I feel like you need a caretaker. I feel like these people should go to the state and somebody should push for some sort of like permanent, is it governorship or is it, what do you call it when somebody loses like their adult autonomy and somebody else has permanent like guardianship, or is it guardianship over somebody? This like person just shouldn't be allowed on their own to do anything. Somebody should have like permanent, I think it's guardianship, conservatorship. Like it sounds like this person just can't do anything. They just can't be on their own or do anything, I guess. Like that would be my takeaway from this.
Pretty much.
the office where like everybody has their computers and there's like a coat closet and you just go in there and stand in the doorway and give me a kiss again. Like I didn't even have like a reaction. I just didn't know what the fuck that was.
Months later, Lex and Rav, who is a music them homeless, is with Matt and Ryan.
Oh, am I like a perma? What's the opposite of a perma virgin? Perma horny person? If a girl is calling to me and you're like, hey, come here, and she's in the closet, my assumption is that we're gonna fuck right there. I mean, if a girl messages me like, hey, do you want to get drinks? My assumption is we're fucking that night. Well, like, if a girl is in the closet and she's like, hey, come over here, my assumption is like, hold on, let me go get a condom. Psych. More like, let's roll the dice, baby. What do we? What?
Hush.
I don't know. Never mind. Who knows? I don't know, dude. I don't know anything.
At the time, went through a series of events that left them homeless in Los Angeles while trying desperately to find a place to live. A lot of these details about how all of this happened were in Lex's video. Obviously, I wish I could cover even more, but that's her story to fully tell, and I still insist that.
That's why would he? God, he's such a fucking loser. Look at how he phrases it. Like he's either too lazy or he just doesn't want to waste the time in the video to, which is fine. I don't have time to go over that here. That's fine. It's their story to tell. Wait, and the sexual assault wasn't her story to tell? Why would that be her story to tell, but this is your story to tell? Why would you even virtue signal that way? Like, oh my god.
That you guys check it out. After staying at the Super Mega office while trying to find a place, Matt, Ryan, and Jim constantly pressured Lex and Rav to leave their office while downplaying all of the horrible circumstances that led to their homelessness.
Wait. Hold up. I don't know the situations. Hold up. I don't know the situations. I don't know, and I could be wrong. I could always be wrong about a lot of things. He just said, pressured them to leave the office. Is this an office where they had been staying rent-free for months? Or were they paying rent to stay there? Because that doesn't really sound like that ridiculous of a thing to say, hey, they got offered money to leave. Okay.
Lex said she...
Destiny, how do we call out these shitty male allies publicly? I don't know. Honestly, from the shit that I've seen from other women, I don't know if this guy does it, but there are unironically... I used to think this was a fucking meme. There are unironically guys that do this shit like, and they just want to like get girls to think they're so soy cool and go fucking whatever. Then it's like this ultra form of like reverse cuck shit where you're like, well, maybe if I sip hard enough, blah, 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 blah. I don't know if that's this guy's motivation or if this guy's just a super soy progressive fucking loser and is believe all women hashtag brain rot. Who knows? But I don't know. Also, I also fucking hate this guy. So everything I say, probably scale it back like 50% because I really don't like this dude. I'm probably being a little unhinged, but.
We later found out that Matt and Ryan were making fun of her and Rav behind their backs about posts that Lex had made about her car being broken into and robbed. Lex and Rav were robbed 2 different times while being homeless, keeping their belongings in a car because they had no other choice at the time. About her car being broken into and robbed behind their backs about posts that Lex had made about her car being broken into and robbed. Lex and Rav were robbed 2 different times while being homeless, keeping their belongings.
Where are these guys living? Are these guys in LA? Your car got broken into twice? You don't have a friend's car park, like driveway you can park in? You don't have any other, you guys are connected to Super Mega? And this is a hot fucking girl with, does she have OnlyFans? I see people posting pictures. You don't have a single fucking friend with a closet to store some shit in? For a couple weeks? Bullshit. I don't believe any of this. I don't believe a single fucking word of this. I don't believe it. I could be totally wrong too. Maybe there's some evidence or proof or whatever, and I'll admit, okay, I was wrong. I don't believe it.
In a car because they had no other choice at the time. And when Lex and Rav tried to explain this situation to Super Mega, they went
All
through
my friends have had their cars broken into in LA. Oh, I lived in LA-ish areas for like 3 years. I've never had a car broken into before. But I usually park in my parking garage if I'm in an apartment. I don't do street parking that often.
days of conversations where Matt and Ryan actually became upset at Lex and Rav, telling them that they were rude when staying at their office and claiming that they went about the situation in the best way they could.
So Ryan gets really real with it the next.
I have heard in San Francisco that your shit will go. I don't know if San Francisco is worse than LA. I don't know if I'm just gonna look at the stats. I'm sure it happens in LA. I've heard way more stories about your shit getting in San Francisco than LA though. But I'm not sure. I don't know.
Today at 5 p.m. just about, they had to spend.
Wait, this was the car in question? Wait, seriously, bro? What is this, like a $40,000, $50,000 Jeep? Bro, if you've got a car this big, how are you homeless? Just live in the fucking car. Damn, bro. I remember when I was homeless. This was my home. A little Volkswagen GTI, baby. I would sleep at the, are they called, is it Flying J? Am I making that up? I think these are gas stations that have showers in them and shit outside my work. What a great time to be alive. Nobody broke into my car because I was in my car, motherfucker.
A day and a half chewing on this. The way these guys like do group chats is they all go in the office together and say and like play football and like make a plan and like who's doing good cop bad cop ass shit. Very manipulative. But how else do you think they would have had Jim message me with Matt in there? They all work together. Why does Matt need to be in there? Except for a power dynamic. Like, they know what they're doing. Ryan says the next day, I don't think it's about that. It's just we're trying to get our lives together and we've been nothing but generous to y'all during this time. I think the idea that there are grievances time and time again with our friendship when we've been helping you whenever we can is confusing. It's not a good feeling and overwhelming. Especially since this year has been nothing but drama since the jump. Literally nothing to do with me at
I mean, it sounds like he's annoyed because they've basically been giving these people a free place to live for months and months and months. That's what it sounds like. Which is fair.
all or Rev. I don't care. No one's saying that to me. No one's saying I know you've dealt with a lot. Like they're saying they're only bringing it up as like we've dealt with you. Like Rav just is like congrats about the bad thing that is good now. And when it gets brought up for us, it's about like we've been helping you time and time again, and there's still grievances time and time again. It's only been one grievance. It was always the same grievance. It was the same thing that no one listened to me for, and when I tried to talk about it.
Does she have... Okay, so here is a big piece of evidence that would help her story, and maybe she has it, or some post I haven't seen it. Is there any evidence that she's posted of the Super Omega guys recognizing the sexual assault? Because it sounds like in all of these texts, they don't even think it happened, or they didn't believe it happened. It sounds like they're just talking about like, oh yeah, there's a lot of drama, you guys are complaining about living rent-free or not. Like, is there any text anywhere of the guy being like, yeah, we understand that you got sexually assaulted, but is that anywhere?
No one wanted to talk about it, and now it's a problem. And I'm homeless, sitting in this creepy, weird sex trafficking room, getting told that like we're annoying, basically. That like we have too many grievances. I got assaulted, man. Could you guys just like care? Like, why'd you switch up?
What does that even mean? I got assaulted, bro. Can you give me a place to live for a while? What, like, how does that logically follow? Like, what are we like? What is the next thing? Like, bro, I got assaulted. You're not gonna put me up for a little bit? Like, bro, like, isn't it like 1 rape to like 2 months of rent at least? Like, Jesus Christ. Like, what is the what are we arguing for here?
Having to keeping him accountable, Ryan. Like, this year's been nothing but drama since the jump for you.
Lex mentioned that their office was always disgusting with mounds of trash piled up inside of the house.
Yeah, but you were living there. I mean, like, what do you?
And it was basically a disgusting wreck.
The office is dirty. I'm often cleaning up maggot-infested pizza boxes. I'm doing stuff that maids get paid to do on my free time that...
Was she living there for free and complaining about cleaning up? I must be missing something. Okay, so warning, I have to be missing something. These parts of the story cannot be how I am interpreting them. There must be something that I'm not understanding here, okay? No shot is she living for free, because this is what's happening. This is what is existing in my head right now. And this can't be true, okay? Because in my head, what it sounds like is she's living in some place for free, and she's complaining about how dirty it is. But that can't be true, because that would be ridiculous. That would just be an absurd proposition. There's no way. There's no way that could be the case. Okay? So that can't. So I'm missing something. There must be another video, another text message, or another tweet that I'm just not seeing right now. Okay?
I'm not working. Yo, just heard y'all were taking...
Not working? How long you stayed on OnlyFans for?
Oh, she had it at the time. She already had it at the time.
Like top 1% OnlyFans in her Twitter.
Another vacation.
She was already
updates.
She was already doing OnlyFans at the time, because I remember in her video she talks about how like a lot of the times when they'd be driving around during this time when she's talking about right now when she's homeless, they'd be they'd drive and they'd go do photo shoots or whatever for her OnlyFans or whatever.
It's on the expected move out date. Hope the search has been going.
Just heard y'all were taking another vacation? I thought you guys were broke and had no money. How are you taking vacations?
Wonder if there are any updates on the expected move out date. Hope the search has been going good.
And there have been several...
Wait, what the f*** is happening? This is like... The reason why it's important to call it women like this... Yeah, how do you take a vacation from being homeless? What? What? This woman sounds so entitled. But maybe I'm crazy. I gotta be missing something. I really do. I'm not just saying that to like meme. There's gotta be something that I'm not getting here. There's gotta be something that I'm missing in this story. Because it just can't be what's being said. It can't be that. It just can't be this. It can't be this. There must be something else going on here.
People bringing this up after the fact, saying that in their time at the Super Megaplex, it was just as disgusting as Lex would explain. All in all, it felt like Lex and Rav were a situation that Matt and Ryan wanted nothing to do with, and it seemed like they were constantly downplaying their situation while also trying to nudge them towards leaving the office.
That they were staying in rent-free! Yeah, what do you mean? Is that a ridiculous thing to want?
So I suffered because of having to rush from knowing I was going to be asked, instead of them just either giving me a date to leave by or asking me like, do you know when you can be gone by?
Everything in my head is starting to look like, far as I'm busting the door, it's starting to look like Pretty Woman syndrome. That's what I'm becoming so sexist right now. That's what it's starting to sound like. Like, you can't even give me a real move-out date? I'm staying here for free, and I'm not working right now, and you're gonna tell me that I gotta leave, and you wouldn't even tell me exactly when? Like,
Instead, they would just say, "You guys on a vacation again?" insinuating that we're doing it only for fun. It was never like maybe they don't want to be around us or something. It was always an us problem, and I think.
What the fuck? Were they if they're work vacations, then you're not unemployed. And if they're not work vacations, then yeah, they are for fun.
I think that's why I still gaslight myself about everything. How do
we got the psych terms too. Gaslighting now.
you get someone to talk to you when they refuse to? You just can't. And when that person or people are responsible of the land that all your worldly possessions are in that haven't been stolen, you kind of have to work with them. And they were refusing to work with us. There was a point in time we get into town, we just...
What do you mean refusing to work with you? It sounds like they were giving you a place to stay for free. What, were they supposed to micromanage your whole life? Oh my god, bro. Oh no, are we getting Trump's mugshot?